All right, so I'm backstage for my natural bodybuilding competition right now, and I'm here with Theo. Theo has 23-inch arms naturally. That's as big as Ronnie Coleman's arms were.
Hey, Ronnie
flexing. That's insane, bro.
Your pro card, right? Okay. So basically, we are going to do what's called a pose down. And if you don't know what that is, we are going to put some music on. We are going to put some music on, and we're going to let you guys move around the stage and give us your best poses. Let's go!
Oh yeah.
Was one of the toughest classes I've ever had to judge, and I've been judging for 7 years. There's so much symmetry going on here, and because of such big muscle, we had to sort of scrutinize which one should be bodybuilders over classic physique, because if we just judge you on muscle right now, I have some that have great shoulders and some who have great quads. So we have to look for the symmetry of the core. So if I took and I made you all just as black silhouettes, I would have to look at those silhouettes and go,
All right, I wanted to give you guys a full recap of the natural bodybuilding show that I competed in this weekend because I'm getting asked nonstop questions about it. There seems to be some confusions about the placing, so I wanted to clarify right here. This guy right here won first place. Second place went to me. Third place went to the guy on the right here. His name was also Brandon. And then fourth place went to Theo. As you can see as the camera pans over here, guys, this was a ridiculously stacked show. I don't think I've ever seen this many insane natural bodybuilders in one place all at once. This kid right here was only 16 years old. Conditioning on some of these guys was like next level, even though it was their first show. Here are some of the comparisons. You can pause, screenshot, zoom in. Theo was absolutely huge, but they made it pretty clear that they thought he was too big for classic. This guy, Brandon, looked absolutely insane and had some of the most ridiculous legs I've ever seen. This is the entire class hitting a side chest, and look at this. This is crazy. Absolutely everybody had an insane side chest pose. This one right here kind of blew my mind. Ying Hao was the one right here who actually won the show and got his pro card. You can see, like, this is just on another level here. Here's some more comparisons. You can pause, screenshot, zoom in, however you want to do it. I was very, very happy with the conditioning that I brought, as well as the size and the fullness. Judges said that I had gained a lot of size since last year, that I looked a little bit more like a bodybuilder than classic physique. Bodybuilding show is over. Now it's time for the insane post-competition meal. So what we've got right here is some carrots, some raspberries, and a chocolate Kirkland protein bar. No, but in all seriousness, I have had to eat 16,000 calories over the span of the past 50 hours in order to carb up for my bodybuilding show. I am completely sick of food. I feel pretty crappy. And honestly, I just want to go back to eating healthier foods that make me feel good. And if you want to know what I ate, make sure to go check out the YouTube channel. I have everything logged on there. The second best feeling on the planet is washing off a sticky tan after stepping on stage at a bodybuilding show. Second only to winning your pro card in a natural bodybuilding show, which I was not able to do yet again this year. Here's to another year of being an amateur. Thank you guys for all of the messages. I am going to be spam posting a lot of photos over the next couple days. I have a lot of photos to post and a lot of photos that I'm very, very proud of. I was super, super excited with the physique. I've put on way more muscle than I thought possible to be able to do in a year as a natural. And yet I still weighed the same amount on stage. The lowest I got was 186, and then after carbing up, I weighed in at 198 pounds on stage, which is the same as last year, but you can tell from the photos I'm a lot leaner. The veins are popping a lot more, and I'm substantially bigger. So it's a W with that, but not an overall W. Big sad. Whew. What is going on, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed watching me step on stage in those clips that I just played. Damn, this is a hard video to make. This is really, really difficult. So as you can see, we're back at home in Montana, no longer in the Bay Area. And the reason why you're seeing this clip right now and not clips of me waking up on the morning of the show, starting my carb up, and then heading to tanning and prejudging and all that is because, sadly, I figured out the night of when I went to post the show day video after stepping on stage, I found that the SD card for the camera with all of the show day footage on it had been corrupted. And so I took the SD card in once I got home to Bozeman to an analyst, and he ran a software to try to restore the videos that I had lost. I got a couple photos back, but all of the videos were beyond repair. So it's it's such a big bummer, guys, because I had so much good footage that I was really, really looking forward to sharing with you guys. But I just wanted to take a quick second to say thank you guys so much for all the love and support this weekend. If you guys follow me on Instagram at Brandon_C_Clark, you will have already seen that I did not get my pro card, sadly, at this show. I ended up placing second. This was quite possibly the most insanely stacked natural bodybuilding show I've ever seen, you know, outside of the professional realm. These athletes brought it. It was incredible. I think it's safe to say that anyone in the top 4 could have placed first and had a very, very justified argument for why they would have placed first. And I'm very proud of the fact that I was able to come in second place, you know, beating a ton of absolutely incredible athletes. But I just couldn't beat one. There was one that I couldn't beat in order to get my pro card. But going back to the beginning, I want to give you guys a little bit of a recap of the show day to tell you guys exactly what it looked like. So I'd already eaten a substantial amount of food, as you guys saw in 2 days out and 1 day out. I was just stuffing my face trying to carb up for this show. And I continued to have to eat quite a bit that morning. I didn't sleep super well that night because I was very, very excited. I couldn't wait to step on stage and showcase my physique because I was just looking the best I ever had after eating all of that food. So I found my stage weight. My stage weight was 198 pounds. That's what I needed to eat up to get to, if that makes sense. So I was stepping on the scale constantly, drinking water, trying to get up to 198 pounds so that when I would step on stage, I'd be as full as possible, as blasting full. My glycogen levels would be like absolutely filled to the max. And that's exactly what we did. You know, I brought my best physique. As you probably saw in the videos, I was full, I was vascular, I was shredded, everything was popping. My posing was so much better than last year. There are just so many things that I am so incredibly proud of when it came to that physique that I brought to stage. But the part about it that really, really stung is the fact that going into the show, I really thought that I was going to win. You know, I had seen Theo. I knew that Theo was massive, but I think that I had him on conditioning. And in the past, I've seen, you know, I've beaten a lot of guys that were a lot bigger than me because I had better conditioning than them. So I was very, very confident. You know, that morning I was feeding up for the show. I was, you know, filming my YouTube videos, got my tan touch-ups, all that type of stuff. And I was just super, super ecstatic. I was super, super happy to step on stage. I was getting to know everybody backstage. I actually did an interview with Theo, which, you know, sadly is, you know, in the wind now. It got corrupted with all the other files, so I won't be able to show you guys that. But I was just having an absolute blast. And when I stepped on stage for the first time, it felt like I belonged. Everything felt like it came together in this beautiful harmony of all of the blood, sweat, and tears that I had put into that show
over the past year, you know, not just the prepping season, but the off season, trying to put on as much size as possible. The judges said that I had gained so much muscle since last year, and that was so cool to hear. They said that I absolutely brought the conditioning and that it was an awesome look. But as I said, there were some incredible athletes at that show. And if you watch back the footage, you'll see that the guy who beat me, he was very short, but had just an incredible physique, perfect conditioning. I felt like I definitely had more size than him, but one of the critiques from the judges is that they said that I looked a little bit too much like a bodybuilder. And I'm not gonna lie, I took that a little bit personally because I think I am a very classic physique. You know, I'm a taller guy. I'm doing my best to fill out my frame. And I think that I have classic proportions, you know, and when I heard that feedback from the judges, I was a little bit caught off guard. I was like, really? You feel like I look like a bodybuilder? I feel like I look pretty classic, but you know, subjective is the name of the game when it comes to the sport of bodybuilding. And you know, this is a sport that I've chosen to compete with, so I can't get upset, you know, that judging is subjective and that other people have differing opinions on what, you know, constitutes a classic physique. And I'm totally fine with that. You know, I've very much come to terms with the fact that the guy who beat me brought an incredible package. And looking back at the photos, I truly believe that the guy in 4th place, Theo, could have beaten me. The guy in 3rd place, who is also named Brandon, I think he could have beaten me as well. And the guy who beat me, he definitely could have beat me, and he did. You know, the painful part about the process for me, because you can't see yourself. You can't see yourself when you're standing up on stage and you're hitting all of those shots. You can't see how you compare to everybody else. You can't see how your back compares to theirs, how your conditioning compares to theirs. All you can see is them, like, you know, you're looking at them kind of like this while you're hitting like a pose, and they're over here, but you're not seeing them hit the pose. It's from the judge's perspective, they're able to line everybody up and look at everyone at once. Now, I knew that I brought the best possible physique that I could bring. And when I was pumping up for that show, everything was coming together. My Cialis was hitting, all the carbs was hitting. My veins throughout my chest were just bulging. My leg veins were coming in, and I was filling out perfectly. My abs were deep cut and separated, and the striations were insane. I amped myself up to the point where I fully convinced myself that I thought I was going to win and that I looked the best on that stage. And so I'm not gonna lie, it stung a lot getting 2nd place at this show because I really thought that I brought the best physique that I possibly could. And the judges didn't like my physique for a couple different reasons. And that was a little bit hard to come to terms with. It did sting a little bit, but at the same time, the amount of outreach over the past couple days of people reaching out to me saying, dude, you have inspired me so much with this whole journey. Like, it doesn't matter if you got 1st place or not. It doesn't matter if you're a pro bodybuilder or not. You inspired me to stay natural. You inspired me to pursue greatness when it comes to my physique. It's really helped, you know, wash all of the angst away, if that makes sense. I really feel super loved and supported by all of you guys, and I am so appreciative of everything. The pose down was incredible. Got great footage of that from my iPhone. Everything went really well on show day. Like, everything went just about as perfect as it could have gone, you know, and I missed it by 1 placing. I missed the pro card. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, why don't you just go do another show? Just go compete in another show. It's clear that you have what it takes to be a pro. You know, I'm not sure if I told you guys this, but last year when I placed 3rd at the same show, all of the other guys, even the guys that placed behind me, have gone on to get their pro cards. So it's clear that if I competed in a couple different shows, I'd be able to get my pro card. But the truth is, I live all the way out here in Montana. It's very far from any natural bodybuilding show. For this one, I had to fly to California. And so this show cost a lot. It cost about $2 $2,500 and beyond. So it's an expensive endeavor to travel, to set up the show, to pay for your tan, the hotels, all that type of stuff. It's an expensive endeavor, and I prefer to do it once a year. You know, I could jump into another show, but I feel like I would just be looking for less competition. And I feel like it really scratched the itch for me this year to go and compete against such amazing athletes. That's exactly what I wanted. I wasn't praying for easy competition this year. You know, I knew Theo was going to be there, and I was like, let's do it. You know, I wanted to compete against him. I wanted to the content that would come out of it. I wanted to entertain you guys. And I wanted you to watch me step on stage against this guy who literally looks like a natural Ronnie Coleman. And it was super entertaining. And we got some awesome photos from it. And it was an absolute blast. Do I wish that I had walked away with my pro card? Yes, that would have been an awesome cherry on top. But at the end of the day, I don't need it in order to feel, fulfilled in my life. I really do get most of my satisfaction nowadays out of inspiring others and coaching them towards achieving greatness in their own physiques. I really like my physique. I'm a fan of, all the hard work that I've put into making my body look the way that it looks. I'm very, very satisfied with it. I don't have a lot of self-hatred or body dysmorphia. That's not why I work out. It's because I hate the way I look. I really like the way that I look. So I'm not trying to go out of my way to prove something, to myself. I really, really love competing against awesome athletes, and that's exactly what I got. So I'm not going to do any other shows. We're going to put a cap on it this year. I'm going to go back to coaching. I'm going to get my energy back, jump into a reverse diet, and obviously I'm going to pour as much as possible into my coaching business and helping other people achieve greatness with their nutrition and their training and all that type of stuff. So feel free to reach out to me. You can click the link in the description, go to brandonclarkfitness.com if you guys want to apply to work with me one-on-one, because this is what I love to do. It's an absolute blast. It means the world to me. And one last thing that I'll kind of close the video off here with is the last couple weeks have not been easy, and I haven't been sharing everything on YouTube. Just because I feel like I feel like there are certain things that I want to remain private. But as time goes on, I do think I will make more videos on this topic. And only the real fans and the guys who really fuck with me are gonna watch all the way through to the end of this YouTube video. So that's why I'm kind of talking about it at the end. But the past couple weeks have been really, really rough. I don't want to go into it a ridiculous amount, but what I can tell you is that 3 weeks out from my show, my girlfriend, we ended up splitting up. It's been a lot to process, and I've hit some pretty low moments the past couple weeks. But ultimately, coaching and making content for you guys and doing my best to inspire you guys as much as possible is what keeps me going. I really, really enjoy it. I love this type of stuff. But I also just wanted to put that out there to kind of give you guys a little bit of a look into the things that I've been going through. And like I said, I'll probably make a video going a little bit more in detail on it and hopefully helping out, other guys who have, been in similar situations or who have gone through life-altering breakups, because it has not been easy. And I feel like a lot of men tend to suffer in silence, and they don't talk about the things, that bother them and the things that make them pretty unstable. And I really do want to tell you guys that God has a plan. He always has a plan. No act of itself, is 100% good or 100% bad. things have rippling effects that can change the course of your life for the better or for the worse, whether or not you believe that that specific event was positive or negative in your life. And that's a very, very important frame of mind, to keep, is that not everything that you think is a good thing is actually going to turn out to be a good thing. And not everything that you think is a bad thing is going to turn out to be a bad thing. There are some times where I just want to scream into an abyss or punch a punching bag, to the point where it just flies off of the hinge. Like that Captain America scene where he just goes boom and it just flies off. You get this rage almost, this angst built up inside of you, as you just take hit after hit from life. And sometimes it makes you want to die. And what you really need to do during those moments in time is, number one, you really need to remind yourself why you do what you do. I think it's really important to have a why. Ultimately, that's what's carried me through all of this, is the fact that I love inspiring the people that follow me. I love entertaining the people that following me and trying to make their life better. I like coaching people. I like helping them have the satisfaction of enjoying the way that they look. That's one thing that I've talked about a lot. And clinging to those things has really, really helped me. And constantly reminding myself that God has a plan for me has been incredibly important. With losing that show day footage, sometimes you just look up and you're like, God, why? Why me? Why does this have to happen to me? Why are you testing me so much? And at those points, you can start to feel pretty bitter, towards God. If you've ever read the book of Job, when you go through hard times, you ask God, you're like, why are you doing this to me? And I think it's very, very important to keep the frame of mind that, like I said, not everything, action, event that you think is good, it turns out to be good. And not all of the events that you think are bad turn out to be bad. Maybe a breakup turns out to be the best thing that ever happened to you in your life. Maybe getting second place at a show turns out to be the best thing that ever happened to you in your life. Maybe losing all your show day footage as a result of a broken SD card is the best thing that ever happened to you in your life. You never know, and God's got a plan for you. And you can't mess up the plan if you realize that the building of your character, which happens through these events happening to you, you build your character, you become a better, stronger person. You hopefully learn from your mistakes and you become weathered. That type of stuff is good. You are ultimately the product of all of the things that happen to you in your life, and no one can ever take that away from you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There'll be more videos kind of similar to this coming in the future. But make sure you drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. Drop a comment down there as well. Wish I could have had that show day footage for you. But I hope you guys enjoyed my Road to Pro series, and we'll be back at it again for the next year in the amateur leagues. So I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.